Today, I'm going to give you my weekly update on my series of the journey of a serial entrepreneur. So it's a Monday morning, a real groggy Monday morning. I just don't know why I went to bed early last night. Sometimes you just wake up and you just feel groggy. And I think that's the case today. Really, really hard work coming out to run this morning. And I think it's important you see this is when you commit to something like a challenge where you're running every day. I've got a just 1 second, I've got this car going past me. Just 1 second, let this car go past. I think when you commit to a challenge like this, when you're running daily, it's very easy to just see it as, oh yeah, he's got a smile on his face every day, the sun's shining every day. I started this in June for a reason, because I knew, well, one of the main reasons was the weather. It's easier running in nice weather, absolutely. So I thought it would get me the habit ingrained into my well-being before we get to the winter months and have to really battle with the cold and everything, which is super hard work. So the habit is there. I do it. I don't question it anymore. But it's just important to understand that it's not every day is a sunny day, and not every day is a day where you're feeling great on top of the world. And lulls like this are absolutely part of the journey. And as soon as you understand them, the better you can kind of act and deal with them. So, update from the previous week on where we are with business. Well, so, truth be told, not a lot has happened because I've been away on holiday. So, should be allowed a holiday. So, not a huge amount has happened. I came back, I was working last Thursday and Friday. And really, those two days we're solely focused on this week, which is a massive week for us. It's, we work on the 12-week year model, and our 12 weeks for quarter one ended last Friday. So this week is week number 13. The 13th week in the 12-week year process is always about the planning week and setting the goals for the next. So I've got back-to-back meetings Monday to Thursday. I'm off again Friday for a long weekend. I think I've got off till following Wednesday. So I'm getting these little mini breaks, which several of them this year due to the coronavirus pandemic. But so this week's a really important one. So I've got a day today with Roy and Claire, and pretty key day really in the journey of the property business. Has always been the one it's had its biggest ups and downs, but when you go back, it's obviously been going 10 years plus, and it's been it's been profitable for nearly all of those years, significantly profitable for some of them, and it's had some big challenges, and I've talked about some of them in my previous episodes. But we've got to the stage where Roy and Claire have been involved in this for so long, they're looking to move into new roles, and it poses problems for me. Not, they're good problems to have, pure and simply that I talk about this time and time again about having the right people in the right roles. And what I mean by that is you need people that meet or fit your culture and values, but they need to be doing something that they want to do, they love to do, not necessarily love, but excites them, they have passion for doing it. And that way you get the best results from people. I do have Roy and Claire, two people that I trust implicitly, they've been with me for so long, but they're just at a stage now where the role's not exciting anymore. And the warning signs have been there. We now need to manoeuvre their positions, because I don't want to lose them. They've got so much to add to the group. So we're going to be having a restructure and working out what that looks like this week. So I've already brought somebody in who's going to potentially take on some of the administrative activities that have been passed over by them. But morning. But I've got to bring someone in on the ground, especially to cover the property management and maintenance related activities that Roy was fulfilling. So it's not negative at all. The issue is that it's quite disruptive making these changes, and then they take a lot longer to integrate new people in the transition phase the new experience. You can have the best systems and processes, but you still have to have an onboarding and transition phase. You have to be conscious that there are going to be mistakes, going to be discrepancies, and you need to put all these right. So it's going to take a lot of my attention working on this. Hopefully Roy and Claire will be supporting me along the way. So today's meeting is going to be all about the future of the property business. We've been reducing its size. The idea behind it is to consolidate the debt, pay down the loans, have a much smaller portfolio that's far easier to manage. That's the objective. That pays us a relatively small, not relatively small, but smaller than what it has done in the past, dividend payment and a small wage that we can then focus on getting all the income from the other high cash income producing opportunities that I'm proceeding with that do not have as much of the labour and resource. I think it's all about looking at all your opportunities and looking at the efficiency of them. And I'm not the first to admit that the property business is highly inefficient, has a big overhead attached to it. And although there are a proportion of the property stock are highly efficient in terms of profitability, there's a significant proportion that are not. So in terms of manpower, resource that goes into that business, we don't get the highest profit margin back out, or a margin that we should be getting. And that's what we're focusing on. So the key really for the property business is to I'm running through mud and everything. Oh, it's disgusting. The key for all of that is to work out the way forward. We've made big inroads this quarter into reducing it and selling some of the peripheral stock. We're progressing the sale of the block of flats. So all these things are part of that process. So it's working out now what Roy and Claire still remain involved in, what their role is going to look like moving forwards, which part of the group they're going to be involved in. They're going to try and grow a new part of it. Lots of questions need to be understood today, and we need a proposal for what the solution looks like. So that's what's going to happen today. Tomorrow I'm with Jack, and he's where I do all the work on the Property Empire Builder, the deal packaging and social media as well. We're all involved in all of them, to be honest with you, but it's who leads and whose roles are on what. And Jack's main role is in Property Empire Builder and the Property Empire Investments, which is the property coaching and the deal sourcing business. I just need to turn around now. And the deal sourcing business. So we'll be primarily talking about those. I'm pretty much leading Runpreneur with the social media agency, but there will be other people that need to come and speak to me about that this week as well. So the goals for Property Empire Builder and Property Empire Investments, and we've got a couple of sales going through for Property Empire Investments, which should bring us 13 grand. We've got we're currently turning over about 3 grand a month in Property Empire Builder, which is great considering we're going 12 months, not 12 months, sorry, 3 months, and obviously we haven't really started the marketing, but the marketing funnel is being built at the moment. All the copy's being done by Adil Amarsi, which he's got $750 million worth of traceable income linked to his copywriting. So very, very excited about what we're going to get copy-wise for the funnels. Got the marketing team that are building the funnel waiting for copy. So it's all exciting stuff. So I think it's going to be very much a growth quarter, for Property Empire Builder as our funnels go live. So really excited. We're going to launch our low ticket item, which is the Academy. Horrible mud. But sorry, I get distracted very easily. So yeah, we're looking for a really high growth quarter for Property Empire Builder. Property Empire Investments as well. We've put a lot of the wheels in motion for the sourcing process now. We've got VAs that are remote workers that are doing all the sourcing activity. We just need to get the rest of the process mapped out in terms of the distribution to get each deal sold and all that side of things. And that's something that Roy might get involved in, but we haven't decided that yet. So hopefully some of these things will be decided today. So both of those are super high growth quarters. And we've then got the Runpreneur and the social media agency off the back of it. That will continue working on phase 2, which is the optimizing of each post on each platform. You've probably seen my video layout has changed now. I've started putting overlays on my videos where you don't just have to read the copy that goes with the post, but you can actually see what the video is about on the actual video itself. There's a title imprinted onto the video. Hopefully that will hook people in a bit more, hook story offer. Also Brunson style, this is the hook. And I'm also adding subtitles to my videos, which will hopefully tell the story a bit better than people having to click to listen to, because a lot of people will see my content, they may not listen to it, so having subtitles, it might be some keywords that hits them off the video, which makes them want to watch it. So again, I'm modelling a lot of this on Russell Brunson, and Success Leaves Clues. I talk about not taking too much of what he does as something that I have to integrate because he's so far ahead of me, but little things like how he presents his information, how he posts his content, these are things that I think are relatively universally applicable to anyone. So I'm learning from people who are doing it super well. So so growth. So quarter 2 for the social media enterprise, social media agency, will be all about continuing phase 2 and starting phase 3. And then the third quarter, which will be the back end of the year, will be where we finish phase 3 and actually launch in beta by the end of the year. So that's where it's like getting excited for that venture. I'm also meeting Chris Taylor as well. So Chris and Jack and I will get together based on the Brand New podcast and how we can kind of monetize that more. So it's got some really good traction, lots of loyal listeners. It's really good. As a podcast, it's going superbly well. But we always talked about creating an academy for branding and that type of thing, and maybe we can link this all into the social media agency. So it's trying to understand what that opportunity looks like a bit more, and that's a conversation we'll be having on Wednesday, and then on Thursday we've got Challen coming down, who's partnered with us up on Property Empire Investments, where we map out that in fine detail. So it's a really busy week. I'll be away probably for a night. There'll probably be a bit of alcohol consumed as well, as you have a bit of team bonding and all that side of things. So it's exciting. I'm not really looking forward to running on hangovers again. I've done that for too many occasions this past couple of weeks. But we're going away again at the end of the week, and this week there could be a few more. So there'll be a few more groggy mornings, no doubt. But at least this is kick-starting me into the day, and I feel a lot better now, having been doing this run, as opposed to as I felt before starting it. So that's a positive in itself. So that's pretty much it for me today. Not a lot more to give you an update on. Like I say, not a huge amount happened last week, based on me being away on holiday. Next week's going to be similar, but I'll be able to give you the full lowdown on. This week will be chopper. Next week I'll be able to give you the full update on how these planning meetings went, things I learned from them, because these are the types of meetings that I have a loose agenda. I like to try and have an agenda for meetings. It's a really good lesson there. If you don't have an agenda, then there's no control over which direction the meeting goes. So I'll have an agenda, but a very loose one. But these creative meetings, you don't want to have too much rigidity, because you want some creative, kind of scatter-focused ideas coming out for what the future looks like. So I think there's a balance. So I'll give you some feedback on how the structure of these meetings went and how productive they were. You can also have meetings that are highly unproductive if you're not careful. So I'm really trying to hopefully avoid that. Just going to pass someone to spare me. Morning. So so it'll be interesting to see how it pans out, and I'll certainly give you the full lowdown next week. As always, any questions, just drop a comment in. My guarantee is I respond to every comment. If it's a bigger topic, I'll still respond, but I'll do a separate vlog episode to tag you in, which will be hopefully useful. If you think this is really good value for anybody, please share and tag people in. Or if you think it's just good value, just give it a like. It will hopefully reach a few more people. And on the flip side, if it's irrelevant and it's not for you, absolutely fine. Just unfollow or unfriend me, and you won't have your feeds cluttered up anymore, which is completely understandable. So hopefully that's been useful, and as always, stay positive, stay happy, and I'll see you tomorrow.